How depressing. The BBC has received over 1,200 complaints for screening a gay wedding last month on Songs of Praise. I thought it was a very sweet story from what I saw. I'm not a regular Songs of Praise viewer, it has to be said, but Jamie Wallace, 27, and Ian McDowell, who's 39, were filmed as they tied the knot in the Rutherglen United Reformed Church. That's near Glasgow. It was actually the first same-sex marriage that they'd had in the church after the congregation decided to support the move. Now, what on earth is wrong with that? And do these complaints show that homophobia remains alive and well in the UK today? 0344 499 1000 is my number. I'm joined now by Anthony McCarthy. He's the author of Ethical Sex, Sexual Choices and Their Nature and Meaning. Anthony, I believe that you do have sympathy for the people who complained to the BBC over this gay wedding on Songs of Praise. Why?
Well, I think it's reasonable for people to complain about a program that's supposed to be for Christians, and they feel, presumably, that the promotion of same-sex marriage in a Christian context is incompatible with their faith, and they have every right to complain about that.
You know, there are many gay Christians.
Sure.
Do they not have a right to be married?
Well, that's a separate question, but the thing that I'm concerned about is why is it that a Christian program feels it right or necessary to celebrate a same-sex wedding when Christian teaching, traditionally, and going right back to the beginning, has condemned such kinds of sexual activity in the strongest terms and seen them as very much incompatible with the nature and meaning of marriage. So I think it's not unreasonable for people to complain.
So you believe that you believe the Bible should be taken. You believe the Bible should be taken literally, do you?
Well, I believe even more fundamentally than that. I believe that marriage has a particular purpose and meaning. The reason that we have marriage is that some sexual acts can bring forth new life into the world, which needs a particular kind of structure. That man and woman are united in a procreative kind of act. That's why we have marriage. I mean,
but that's not the only reason we have. But Anthony, that's not the only reason we have sex.
Well, it's sex.
Get real. We have sex for pleasure.
But the reason we have marriage, a lifelong exclusive commitment of a special kind of friendship, which involves sexual activity, is because certain acts bring about children.
So you're telling me I don't have the right to get married?
I don't think that two men can get married, no, or two women, or a man and two women, or three men and three women. I think a man and a woman is...
Sorry, why did you just bring polygamy into it, Anthony? Why did you bring polygamy into a conversation about gay marriage? That's offensive.
Well, I'll tell you why. If you think that all that matters sexually is that people make arrangements and that they love each other, then it's very hard to see why you would exclude other forms of sexual arrangement from being celebrated. So that's why. Whereas
Anthony, I put it to you that you're a homophobe.
Well, it's unfortunate that it has to be reduced to that. I mean, I'm defending a view of marriage that's pretty much been universally held.
Okay, so pretty much the history of the world. No, it hasn't been universally held. But let me read out what Mr. Wallace, who is the man that got married to his lifelong partner, had to say about this. He said, Jesus preaches about love, inclusion, kindness, and compassion. As a committed Christian, being able to marry the man I love with all my heart and soul before God, in the church I love, with my family, friends, and the congregation around us, is something I've dreamed of. And you disgust me, Anthony, for not wanting to let him experience that.
Well, I suppose there's a deeper question. The question is, are all forms of sexual activity and commitment compatible with the kind of love that's being talked about there? And I'm talking clearly about a certain kind of sexual activity. And
because you're obsessed with sex, man. You're obsessed with sex. Why are you equating love and sex? Stop talking about sex. Why do you care what two men do to each other? I think you're obsessed with it.
Well, marriage does entail sex, actually. It's a
Doesn't
commitment
have to.
of sexual exclusion. Well, in which case, why are you against polygamy, or why are you against, polyamory or anything like that? There's no reason to be. So, I mean, either marriage has some sexual component or it's some form of friendship, in which case why are we calling it marriage?
I just think the fact that you are so concerned about what two adult men who are in love choose to do in the bedroom is weird.
I'm not the one celebrating it on songs of praise. I mean, you say I'm obsessed. I'm simply pointing out that the traditional understanding of marriage is incompatible with certain things, not just homosexual activity, but all sorts of other kinds of activity.
Do you understand that you're on the wrong side of history with this one, Anthony?
Well, when people talk about the wrong side of history, it's usually in lieu of an argument, and I don't know. I mean, I'm concerned as to whether something is true or not, whether it's popular at the moment.
You're as bad to me as a member of the Ku Klux Klan.
Well, it's a shame that you have to speak to me like that.
I'm just being honest with how I feel, because you're being homophobic.
But I've tried to offer an argument and some reasons for the argument, and you're getting into my mental health.
Because I'm not talking about your mental health.
You're talking about a phobia.
Well, yes, you are homophobic. I mean, that is a fact. And I'm sorry. What I will not allow you to do is justify on my show homophobia. Just like I would not allow someone to come on this show and justify racism. And so I think you're wrong.
How am I justifying homophobia? Are you saying that everybody who has the slightest doubt about same-sex marriage, for example, including Stonewall and these organizations until very recently, are they all homophobic?
You've lost the plot. So Stonewall is homophobic. Good one. I'm finding you hilarious. What I will tell you. No, I'm just finding it very funny, Dr. Anthony, because I know exactly what Stonewall have to say about this. This is what they have to say about it. Listen up. Listen up. This is what they have to say about it now.
In the past.
LGBT people exist in every community, in every workplace, in every region, from every ethnic background and in every religion. Faith, and here's the key point. Listen up to this, by the way. Faith is often used to justify anti-LGBT views and attitudes. This is wrong and perpetuates a myth that faith and LGBT cannot coexist. Faith is an important part of many LGBT people's lives, and it was powerful to see this represented of songs of praise. So, you know what, mate? That's what Stonewall think on the record.
I'm talking about what Stonewall said before same-sex marriage was a hot issue.
Mate, get with the program. Get with the program. It's 2019. Don't go and present me views from 1965 if you want. They were probably homophobic too. We're in 2019. You don't deserve the platform, so I'm getting rid of you. That's Dr. Anthony McCarthy. I'm actually not going to plug his book because I'm sure it's full of that type of bile.